Hello. You're very welcome to join me in this simple but I hope nourishing mindfulness practice of it's a hand cream meditation. And by now you should have received a little gift from Margaret Palmer from Wild About Herbs, a little oil melt, which is a mixture of different butters and waxes and really nourishing aromatherapy oils, really nourishing essential oils like benzoin and bergamot and geranium, orange oil. So oils that will both ground and settle the nervous system and also refresh and lift the spirits. So very nourishing oils. So unfortunately I don't have a melt because due to travel restrictions I wasn't able to pick one up from Margaret. So I'll just be using some hand cream. In fact, it's actually body lotion, but that will do. That will do for now. And I'm going to assume you have the melt somewhere close by. And before we start, just make sure that you're really comfortable. Just really settle. I hope you're sitting in a comfortable chair and that you've arranged that you can have 5 or 10 minutes to yourself, that this can be a little bit of quiet, nourishing me time. It's time to give attention to yourself. Give attention to your hands. They're very important. Sometimes the hands are called the messengers of the heart. And in a way, they're very much the vehicle through which we connect with the world for giving, receiving, holding back. You know, they really, really are very important in an energetic way. And physically, over the last year, I'm sure you've been washing the hands off yourself. So the hands really need a little bit of loving care because they have been they've been washed to a thread, really, at least mine have. So if you have your melt ready, I would suggest you just place it in your hand. Now it is going to take a little bit of time to soften, and the idea is that what Margaret has given you in the melt will do ages. It will last ages if you just use what you need and then put it back in its little box, so it'll keep it safe and keep it clean. But for the meanwhile, just let it sit in your hands. There's no rush about this at all. And I'm going to put on some hand cream. I can feel that it's cold in my hand. You might notice the melt is cold and firm to begin with, and then it gradually changes texture. So I would suggest for you that you hold it between your hands and let the warmth of your hands do the magic of letting the oil soften and melt. This oil or this cream that's sitting in my hand, I can already smell it and it's lovely. You might also smell the melt beginning to release the lovely smells. Breathing in. And those lovely smells, at least I can sense this. It's going way, way beyond my nostrils, really spreading out into my cells. Shoulders are softening and I'm breathing more deeply. And have a feeling of slowing down just to give attention to what I'm doing at the moment. Feeling that there's nowhere else I need to be. See if you can allow yourself that, just to be here. Nowhere else you need to be. And your little melt might have softened enough now, so let's assume it has. And if it has, I would just rub it around your hand a little bit and just let the oil spread around your hands. If it hasn't softened enough, then maybe you need to wait a little bit longer. But let's say it has, and it has released enough oil, then you could put the melt back in the box and just take time to the smell. Take time to smell and take time to feel this lovely texture of the oils. Nourishing your hands. And don't forget about the wrists. Should have asked you to to push your sleeves up a little bit, even good to take off your watch. So giving the wrists a little treatment as well, giving the palm of the hand a little treatment. Maybe going to the other palm. Enjoying the smell and the feeling of the oil. And maybe going down the back of the hand, just going down those little channels between each of the bones. So one at a time, doing little movements down between the bones on the back of one hand and then the back of the other hand. Margaret was saying today that one of the oils, that benzoin oil, is sometimes it's called a hug in a bottle. So feeling that we're giving our hands a hug with this lovely oil. Then the fingers, if you like, you could start with the little finger and just really pull down each finger. And when you get to the end of it, give the nail bed a little treatment, just pressing into the nail bed and make your way down one finger at a time. And a little bit of pressure around the nail beds. There's some very important meridians travel down the arms and down the hands and finish in the nail beds. And you know, these meridians can be very important for many aspects of your health, for digestion, your sleep, your elimination, circulation, your immune system. So I've done one hand, now I'm going over to the little finger of the other hand. I'm pulling down and a little bit of treatment around the nail bed, one finger at a time. I'm on the middle finger now, pulling, pressing a little on the way down and pulling, and then nail bed, and giving your hands this lovely treat. I've on the thumb now, and I've done them all, so I'm going to give it a little general, again, like gently giving your hand a little bit of this loving kindness and your attention. Nothing else in the world you need to be doing. Maybe bring the hands up to your face, and again just allowing yourself to breathe in the lovely aromas. And putting your hands down and just look at them for a moment, just thinking, yeah, these are the messengers of my heart. And close the eyes for the moment and maybe just notice anything you notice in your hands. Maybe a nice warm, tingly feeling, or maybe a nice settled, calm feeling in your hands. A sense of your whole body sitting here and just taking in the nourishment of these few minutes that you've given to yourself. And affirming yourself that you've given yourself this time and this good attention. So any ordinary everyday task that we do, particularly to do with our own bodies and self-care, like hand cream, washing your hair, putting cream on your face, brushing your teeth, any of these things, if you do with attention, each one of these can become a mindfulness practice and become a time where you're actually giving yourself real nourishment. So thank you very much for joining me today.